Communications Building. On the campus of Texas Christian University, this is TCU News Now.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of TCU News Now. I'm Jordan Sullivan.
And I'm Jessica Lawrence. The rifle team is mourning the loss of their volunteer assistant coach, Steven Shearer. The senior health and fitness major was found dead in his apartment from a gunshot wound to the head. The Tarrant County Medical Examiner confirmed the death of the 21-year-old and has ruled it as a suicide. This is the second suicide of a TCU student this year. October is National Depression Awareness Month. The Counseling Center is holding free screening for depression. If you or someone you know wants more information, call 817-257-7863.
There is still no set trial date for the 2006 sexual assault case of a former TCU student. The trial was postponed because of a heavy case schedule. A former student filed the case against the university. The victim accuses the university of mishandling her sexual assault case against 3 university athletes. The trial will take place in Tarrant County Court.
We're sending you upstairs in the Convergence Center with Chris Blake for an update in Frogs football.
Football coach Gary Patterson says he doesn't care what the Frogs' margin of victory is each week or what quarterback Andy Dalton's stats are, just that the team wins.
Everybody has high expectations, and you sometimes forget about winning is winning. You know, and everybody said, well, Andy Dalton, well, if you look at stats, he's thrown more interceptions than he had a year ago up to this point. But the bottom line to it is that he's still 5-0.
At the TCU Colorado State game, there were more rivalries going on behind the scenes than on the football field. Madison Pelletier has the story.
At the Horned Frogs' first conference game of the season, most families were able to enjoy themselves tailgating before the game, unless the family was divided as to who to cheer on.
There were some family feuds out here in Fort Collins, with some family members CSU graduates while others went to TCU.
I feel torn because I also have a nephew who plays for CSU, so I kind of have to go both ways.
The Tossig family is a split household. The husband is a CSU graduate, wife is a TCU graduate, and their daughter is a current Horned Frog.
Normally, you know, it's all right until we play each other, and then we have fights over the kitchen table.
The Tossig family wasn't the only divided group. One TCU alum says she seemed to be surrounded by Rams everywhere in her family.
Well, it means a lot of controversy in my family. As you see, we have 2 Horned Frogs and we have 2 Rams. So, we are a family divided.
Controversy on who to cheer for isn't the only drama found within rivalry households, but tailgating is also competitive between the two schools.
Well, TCU is a little more refined, I would say. Tailgates there are on the asphalt with wine. Here, it's on the grass with beer.
Whether it's a winning Horned Frog football team or classier tailgating, TCU fans seem to win the family battle either way. Madison Pelletier, TCU News Now.
The Horned Frogs have defeated the Rams every year since they moved to the Mountain West Conference in 2005. But football isn't the only thing happening in Fort Collins, Colorado. The city is the second largest producer of beer in the Centennial State. Colorado ranked first in the country for both beer production, and Katie Love has the story.
Drinking beer is a big part of the culture in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Fort Collins is known for good beer.
Beer is a kind of big thing in Fort Collins. I think the best thing I've ever heard about Fort Collins is that it's a college town with a drinking problem. I totally just messed that up. I'm going to blame the beer. It's a drinking town with a college problem. There you go.
The largest local craft brew house in Fort Collins is New Belgium Brewery, where people come from all over to sample up to 3 homemade beers for free.
Well, for a French guy, it's pretty cool because it's free. So I love it.
Yeah, anybody that's anybody goes here. And it's fun because they give away free beer.
Inspiration for the New Belgium Brewery came from a biking trip through Europe. After co-founder Jeff Labesh came back from his trip, he brewed his first beer called Fat Tire.
It's just been a theme that's stuck with the brewery as we've grown. We love riding bikes rather than driving our cars. It's, exercise. We drink beer here, so we need to make sure that we, stay fit.
Many people even rode their bike to the brewery.
Biking is a big thing here. There's lots of bike trails, lots of roads have a bike lane on them. So, you can pretty much get anywhere on a bike in the city.
New Belgium creates its own electricity and heat by using methane, which is produced by a process water treatment. Part of the brewery's purpose statement is to honor nature at every turn of their business.
They've got a lot of sustainable efforts. They recycle a lot of stuff, and they're pretty innovative in their business practice.
Beers made at the New Belgium Brewery are in 26 states, and the company says they are hoping to expand. Katie Love, TCU News Now.
Beers made by the New Belgium Brewery, go to www.newbelgium.com. That's the latest on the football team. Let's go back downstairs.
Thanks for the update, Chris.
Students got some fresh air while giving back to the TCU Purple Bike Program and TCU Habitat for Humanity. Ashley Ivine reports.
The third annual La Tour des Frogs allowed students to get out of their dorms and homes to support the TCU Purple Bike Program and Habitat for Humanity. Students came to the campus commons on October 4th to either walk, run, or ride around campus and give money to both organizations.
The TCU Purple Bike Program especially needed the donations this year after being temporarily suspended on campus.
The program was suspended because of inadequate space for maintaining and storing the bikes and accessories.
We have to have space for the maintenance, space for our parts and our tools, and currently we don't have that where we can actually do the repairs of our bikes.
While the money raised at La Tour des Frogs cannot directly help this problem, it can aid in getting more bikes that over 150 students are requesting.
And the Purple Bike money goes towards bringing more bikes on campus and towards fixing up the bikes that we already have.
Students could either give a flat donation or pledge a donation per lap that would benefit the organization.
I actually went home last weekend, and so I just had all my dad's friends pitch in, and so I had a donation per lap.
Whitworth said that after the organization was suspended, the university had to look at both the program and the number of bike-friendly options on campus to see how they could encourage students to be more green.
One of the things is we're also trying to emphasize the importance of being sustainable in your lifestyle choices.
La Tour des Frogs had 4 stations around the tour route that quizzed students about sustainability.
Well, it taught me a lot about what our planet's going through right now and how there are a lot of different ways that we can go more green.
Whether it was fresh air, exercise, or philanthropy that encouraged students to attend La Tour des Frogs, it all made for a good start to the week and maybe a new start for the TCU Purple Bike Program. Ashley Iovine, TCU News Now.
Donations for both organizations can be made throughout the week to the Sociology Department. The final tally for money raised will be announced soon.
The Frogs for the Cure football game is against BYU on October 16th. Event organizer Ann Loudon and film, television, and digital media student Katie Norrie, who's putting together the halftime video, says they are excited about honoring cancer survivors at the game's intermission.
I think the halftime video is going to be really different this year because it's a lot more video than in the past, and I think that it shows the TCU community supporting the breast cancer survivors.
My favorite part is being on the field at halftime, standing with a lot of people in the TCU community and many people in the Fort Worth community and larger who are breast cancer survivors or who have been affected by breast cancer.
There are 40 groups involved in this shooting of this video, and that's about 1,500 people on campus. That's a lot of people, and so here's a little sneak preview of what's going to be seen at the halftime video.
We're gonna survive. We're coming alive. They wonder why there's nothing we lack when we fight back.
The song featured in the halftime video is We Fight Back by TCU grad Tim Halpern. The song is available on iTunes with all the proceeds going to Susan G. Komen for the Cure.
First-year students are done with the freshman bonding program, Connections. The program ended with a loud and unusual twist to promote unity throughout the campus community. Andrea Drush has the story.
For centuries, drumming has been used to unite communities by making individuals feel like a part of something larger than oneself. This is the goal Daniel Terry had when he brought the interactive percussion group Drum Cafe to the final meeting of Connections Thursday night. Terry is a driving force behind the university's Community Renewal Project, which was implemented on campus this fall.
This was, it was 2 things. It was the last formal meeting of Connections for the semester, and it was also a way for us to launch this whole idea of community renewals.
Community Renewal International is a foundation designed to help disintegrating neighborhoods in the Shreveport-Bossier area in Louisiana. It works to reduce crime and violence by getting neighbors to care about one another through their interaction in its community centers.
We've never grown a society that gets better and better and better. Every society we've grown has collapsed, and we've got to find a way to answer that challenge.
Now Community Renewal's founder and coordinator, Mac McCarter, is bringing the program home to his alma mater. TCU is the first university to implement McCarter's model on a campus community.
People are talking already about TCU, not in terms of being number 5 in football, but in terms of what we witnessed tonight, that they're really going to show all of the universities in our land how to build community.
While TCU may not have much in common with the neighborhoods in Shreveport, Terry says the idea for caring for one another is universal among all communities.
It's because communities really aren't that different. I mean, yes, there are some who maybe are economically different than others, but at the end of the day, I think a community anywhere is about the relationships among the people who live in that particular community.
So where do the drums come into all of this?
It's all the barriers, you know, everybody coming together and just having fun, the energy.
I'm Andrea Dresch, TCU News Now.
Community renewal was implemented into residence halls early this fall, but made its campus-wide debut at the Drum Cafe. Students in attendance signed commitment cards agreeing to take an interest in their community and the well-being of others.
That's all the news for now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Lawrence.
And I'm Jordan Sullivan. For all of your latest headlines, you can check out our new joint website at tcudailyskiff.com.
We'll see you next time.